Call me coach. Change your environment. Change your thinking. Change your approach. That will help correct your path. Leia, 23 years old. I was at the rink teaching a group of 9 and 10-year-old kids when I noticed Lucy approaching with a new girl trailing behind her. Portia was a tall 14-year-old with a bit of extra weight and a rebellious strand of hair falling across one of her eyes. She had recently relocated from the United States with her mother and was looking to meet people and adjust to life in Israel. She had picked up some skating skills back in the United States and was passionate about the sport, so she worked out a deal with Lucy. She'd assist with group classes in exchange for lessons. From that moment on, Portia was always by my side, either assisting me with the smaller children or I was coaching her. She stayed with me on breaks in Lucy's office, and we talked about all things skating, including techniques for jumps and spins. Lucy was planning a competition with the other rink in Bat Yam, and she was making a list of who would compete. There was a rivalry between the skating schools of Ramat Gan and Bat Yam, with the North Americans on our side and the Russians on theirs. Portia was a good student who listened and practiced. Our banter and camaraderie was a way to let off steam and gave her a sense of purpose. The rink transformed into her sanctuary, where she devoted all her free time. It became not just a place to skate, but a refuge from the tension that plagued her home life. I went up a notch in her book the day her mother came into the rink, calling Portia Miss Piggy. "Get out of here and don't come back if you're going to insult my student," I yelled with my booming voice, pointing my finger toward the exit. That was the day Portia knew she was safe with me. Reflecting on my own journey, when I was 16, a doctor labeled me as pleasantly plump, which triggered constant worries about my weight. One obsession, I believed, was that eating hot-aired popcorn plain without salt or butter was not fattening and therefore allowed for unlimited consumption. This is how Lucy's office became home to a popcorn machine, complete with an oversized bowl. I was an emotional eater. I carried snacks discreetly tucked into the pockets of my trench coat that protected me from the cold inside the rink. On occasions, when my popcorn stash ran dry, Bamba, a puffed cheese snack with a peanut flavor, became my alternative from the vending machine. I somehow believed that Bamba was a healthier option compared to the array of other snacks available in the machine. Looking back, my older self recognizes the folly of my choices, particularly regarding Bamba, acknowledging that the excess sugars, unhealthy fats, sodium, preservatives, additives, and artificial flavors took a toll on my nervous system. Today, I can't help but see the connection between my dietary habits and the chaotic state of mind I experienced during those days. Despite my own emotional instability, I was a stabilizing force in the lives of the teenagers I coached. They could always count on me to have their backs and to push them forward when they needed it most. My spirited nature and loudness, which might have seemed inappropriate in other settings, were seen by the kids as positive and motivating. They knew that my enthusiasm came from a place of sincere care for their well-being. And when kids sense that you care, they love you for it. I gave them the courage to leap toward their goals, instilling the belief that no matter their struggles, they were capable of making a positive impact on the world. That was my mission, until it was time for tough love. I waited for Portia to stop her drama and get up as I grabbed my bowl of popcorn and stuffed my face. "Come on," I yelled. "Get up and do it again." Those were the good days when a no-nonsense attitude made them stronger. I loved how I could teach kids to fall, get up, and try again until they got it right. That day, Portia was battling with her axle, getting frustrated with each failed attempt. I was worked up too. The rink's new management had cut our ice time, and my internal anger was simmering. Sitting on the boards, hugging the bowl of popcorn between my legs, I nervously watched her try out my new idea. She fell again. Ouch. I clapped hysterically, almost spilling my popcorn. "That looked better!" But she didn't get up. What's going on with her? Is she pretending to be hurt? I asked myself. "Yes, that was better. Now get up and do it again," I yelled, knowing she understood I wasn't applauding her fall, but her effort to try something new. On the fifth attempt, with a surprised look on her face, she landed the jump perfectly. You see, when you look at things from a different perspective and change your approach, you can change your path and get it right, I told her. The claw machine burst into another obnoxious song. The tune was a cacophonous mix of high-pitched electronic beeps and repetitive, overly cheerful melodies. Each note felt like a needle in my ear. Each chime grated on my already sensitive nerves, like the proverbial nails on a chalkboard. After teaching the class, I had another run-in with the manager. He was a shy but friendly guy who used to sell tickets during public free skate sessions. He always perked up when talking to me, but now, as the person in charge of rink activities, he found himself caught in the crossfire of changes beyond his control. Despite his new title, he had no real say in the decision-making, and the constant shifts were squeezing us out. "Why are you treating me like this?" I asked him. "I thought we were friends. Why are you taking away our ice time?" "I can't do anything about it, Lainey. Please don't be mad," he answered. I knew that he had no part in this decision, but I blamed him anyway. As I walked away irritated by the outcome of our conversation, the claw machine burst into another song. Ah! In a moment of pure rage, I unleashed my pent-up emotions, grabbed my skate, and hurled it at the machine. I wasn't expecting it, but the blade shattered the glass with a sharp crack, silencing the infuriating song and leaving a satisfying sense of quiet in its wake. I looked at Portia in surprise and said, "Oops, we'd better get out of here quickly." And we hurried outside to my car before anyone could say anything to us. "I will get in touch with the other rink in Bat Yam and see if we can get into practice there," I told her, knowing that I had arrived at the end of that bridge. This time I'm going out with a bang, I thought, with a mix of apprehension and satisfaction. We invested time commuting to a rink on the far side of town to train alongside our Russian counterparts until Portia departed from Israel to reunite with her father in the United States for her final year of high school. She told me many years later that I had given her the courage to leave her mother, step into new horizons, and embrace her unique self.